another look on your aquaponics planter media. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keep in Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I'll be looking at the media again. I had looked at it already before when I looked at construction gravel, and I looked at this media in which I use. Today I am being asked the question, why is it that I did not use soil? Right? I never use dirt, dig up the dirt in my yard, place it into the container, and then have the water actually go through it. Wouldn't this kind of help to sustain the nutrients that the plant need, and so as to get the plant growing even faster? Okay, point to note, aquaponics is a complete nutritious, or should I say, fertile space for plants to grow. Now, whenever the fish actually poop, the water is either it dilutes in the water, or it still remain as solid, and it is taken up by a pump and it is distributed within what you call a planter bed. Now, the planter bed, what it does, it allows the plant, in this case my lettuce plant, right, to actually feed on the nutrients that is actually coming from the space. Right? LECA was kind of dancing around the back. Alright, so what happened is that the water is filled with nutrients as a result of the poop that is coming from the fish. Right? So all this poop, whether it be diluted or it is solid, it is taken to the planter bed. When it's taken to the planter bed, because some of it is liquid and some of it is solid, you find that it moves through the planter bed media, and it moves through very quickly if the planter bed media is used like this. Now, if it was soil, what will happen, you can imagine this, right? All of this is a mixture between algae, fish waste, water, and other waste that might exist within the fish space, right? You can imagine all of this on the top of probably some amount of soil. Using this bottle of soil as a means of example, right? So let's say that this is the planter bed filled with dirt, right? And I am throwing some water in it. Water is constantly flowing in it as a means of, the water being circulated within the aquaponics system. What you realize that the dirt is more tightly, or should I say densely packed, right? And it takes a very long time before the water itself actually travels down into the soil, right? What will happen if I use soil as a planter bed media is that it will actually choke the system, right? The water will not circulate so nicely as it is right now. Bear in mind that all of this what I shared with you a while ago, this is like a paste-like thing, right? The waste, the algae, everything is like a paste-like, right? So when all of that goes into the container with the soil, what will happen is that it will actually sit at the top. So if here had soil and the water was constantly being being poured on the top, after a while the water practically would be sealed off from going down because of all of this. Now you might be saying, but how is it that when we actually plant stuff within our garden, we have, we put peelings, for those persons who are from the country, we put banana skin, yam skin, all that on top of the soil, and they will water it and the plant will come and there will be nothing wrong with the soil. It's a total different space. Remember, that the water is being circulated, right? And the water is coming through a narrow little spacing beneath the planter bed, grow bed, whatever you call it, right? So the water is actually coming through. So if the water is not allowed to come through, that means that the water will build up. And as the water build up, what will happen is that anything that is grown here will actually rot, because plants will rot in excessive water. So persons might ask, so couldn't I use sand as a media? No, it's a little bit complicated using sand, being that sand, it is porous. Yes, water will travel through it at a fast pace, but just like the dirt, the waste will kind of be like a little paste at the top, and after a while the water will struggle to go through it. Also, periodically, what you will find is that the sand grain will eventually go down into the pond, or the space in which you keep the fish, and that now would cause problem, because the pump that you have will have to now circulate the sand back up, because the sand is very fine, the grain is very fine, and it will, so you'll be putting more pressure on your pump and the quality of water, right? So this is the reason why this planter bed media was chosen, and the construction gravel was chosen. This allows the water to go through the media very quickly. For example, this same container is washed out, the dirt is washed out of it, and I place gravel in it, right? Now this is the container of water, right? Now let's say that this container with the gravel represent planter bed, grow bed, whatever you call it, right? And this represents the water that is being cycled within the pond system, right? So as you throw the water, which is the pumping of the water, you realize that the water slides through the gravel very easily. Now as the water goes through the gravel, it will carry with it the waste, the solid that exists within the pond, right? I'm not saying that the waste will just slide through the gravel, right? What the gravel will do, the gravel will trap the waste, and while it's being trapped, what will happen is that the root of the plant will find its way between the spaces and will actually feed on the nutrients which is from the waste. Now over time, what will happen is that the entire space will be filled with water and waste, and it is estimated that each crop that is planted periodically, you're gonna empty the entire planter bed, grow bed, you're gonna clean it, and you're gonna actually place back more seeds in it as you actually harvest, right? A point to note is that your planter bed, your grow bed, right, it is something like a mechanical filtration system, and your plant can be regarded as a both chemical as well as biological filtration system. So here you're getting all the filtration system that you need here. The problem that what a lot of persons experience in aquaponics, right, is that measures are not taken so as to ensure that you don't have too much waste coming from the pond itself, and you don't have too little or too much plants within the grow bed, right? You have to strike a balance as to what you're going to be planting, how much, and where you're going to be positioning it, and you have to do your studies as to what best suit the space in which you are at. Now there's a point in which I need to get across regarding aquaponics and planter bed. Right now, aquaponics is different from hydroponics. Hydroponics just deals with the plain water itself. So all the nutrients will be purchased from a plant store, a garden store, and usually it is either in a pill form or in a liquid form, and you do the measurement and you place in the water, and over time you do it like probably once a week, or it will say it on the thing that you're placing it in, right? So you don't have to depend on the fish to actually give you that nutrient, and the water will circulate, and you will have to actually place the seed at a particular level wherein it will be wet, it will be moist, and it starts to germinate, and the roots will go down and the plant will actually go up. So that's hydroponics, and that's a little bit more technical than aquaponics itself. although both requires balance to actually work. Now, this is another episode in Fish Keeping Jamaica. This was actually broken when I was actually covering, right? But as I shared with you in a video before, covering my planter bed or my grow bed, whatever you call it, that's kind of risky at the moment because they are actually going out, so it's like breaking the leaves. So I'm just gonna have to, and you know, funny enough, during the course of the day, when the sun is really hot, you have all them like, you know, hover down, and some of them look as if they're gonna melt. Some of them, it's early evening, some of them still look like they're gonna melt, right? Probably early tomorrow morning you'll see all this stand up in the air, right? And then as soon as the sun hit it, it will actually go back down on its face. So this is it as far as what I call it, planter bed media. It's best if you have a planter bed media which allows the water to flow through and the waste to be trapped. Points to note again is that when you plant your seeds in the ground, when you plant a seed in the ground, it is not continuously being watered by any system whatsoever. It is timely water, whether once a day, twice a day, thrice a day, right? So therefore the water is actually trapped between the soil particles, which is tightly packed, right? Up here the water is constantly being pumped throughout the system. So therefore there's no trapping of the water just go through, and whatever is trapped, whatever is not, it returns. So it's a circulatory system, so it's a total different system than if you have an actual garden that has lettuce, pak chow, peppers, all that. And that's the reason why you have to be very technical as to what you're actually planting in aquaponics. Have a timer, have a bell siphoning, have a system where in which the water turns off on, and the level in which the water actually rise. All of that is done on a whole scale, or should I say, on a wider scale than what I'm doing right now. Right now, the aim of this project, of this aquaponic project, is just to share with you that in your backyard you have your fish. You can actually have your fish to eat, and you can actually grow your crops to eat. So both of them work in tandem with each other, and you are able to, you know, manage yourself as far as sustainable food production. Thank you very much for stopping by, guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope that this video makes sense. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.